Hey guys, alright, so it's the new year, and so I decided to make a little video, just kind of covering my New Year's resolutions, talking a little bit about how 2011 was for me, and those sorts of things. So, basically, 2011 for me was, well, I keep referring to it as the worst year of life. It was pretty rough. Basically from about April to August. It's just like the worst time of my life. Um, there was just so many things that happened. So basically, my mother-in-law was diagnosed with cancer in the middle of April, and she lived 13 hours away from us. So it was really like tough for us to get out there to visit her. Um, and anyways, I lost my job at the beginning of May, um, and so we were very, very, very broke. Um, Basically, because I was working full time, so my daughter was in day home, and then to pull her out of day home, we had to give 4 weeks' notice. So essentially, we were paying for her to be in day home for a month that I wasn't working, and so we ended up, we had made it out to visit my mother-in-law about a week after we found out that she was diagnosed with cancer. Um, but it cost probably about $2,000 for us to go out there for a week, just because with my daughter, it's too far to drive 13 hours straight. So we always would drive about halfway and stay overnight in a hotel. Um, we do that both ways, and then food, gas, plus my husband doesn't get any paid time off work, so it was always unpaid time off work. So then he was losing out on wages too, and so it was pretty expensive to make it out there. So we ended up yeah, and the first time we went out there, we got stuck in a big, huge freak ice storm. This was the beginning of May, and the Trans Canada Highway, which is the highway that goes east and west across Canada, was actually shut down for 2 days the first weekend of May. And we were stuck right in the middle of it at like 5 in the morning because we had decided that was the first time we went out there. We decided to drive overnight, thinking that then my daughter would sleep, which didn't happen. She doesn't sleep very good in the car. We learned that. But anyways, so it's 5 in the morning. We had been on the road since about 8 o'clock the night before, and it was just this freak ice snowstorm. And I had checked the weather all the way across, going from Calgary to Manitoba to visit, and they weren't calling for any snow or anything, and it just came out of nowhere. And the highway had like an inch of ice on it, and we just came to a dead stop on the highway, and we were stuck sitting there for like about 6 hours or so. And then finally, we had to creep along the side of the highway. It was like on a bit of an angle, and there was like a pond, or I don't know what it was, some sort of little body of water. Anyways, right next to us, we had like semis that we were driving past on just this little shoulder, and it had an inch of ice on it, and it was like we just creeped along, like not going very fast at all, to get to the turnaround point so we could turn around. And then so it was closed for 2 days, so we ended up spending 2 days in Saskatchewan, just whatever. So that seemed really unfair. That was just like, it was like, okay, she'd just been diagnosed with cancer. They already had seen that it had spread so far. Like, they didn't even know what kind of cancer it was initially because it had spread so much that it was all over her. So they didn't even know originally where it had originated from. So we're going out there to go spend some time with her, and the highway gets shut down for 2 days. It just seemed so unfair. Anyways, so we went out there and everything. And then an hour before we were leaving to come back home, she got the call that after, because they had done biopsy and stuff, that it was lung cancer. So that was really awful. So anyway, so we get home. I lose my job like 3 days after we get back from that. So we're kind of like, oh, what are we gonna do? So we wanted to go back out there and visit her in July, and but we just couldn't afford it. We had a mortgage. We owned a house, so we had a mortgage on our house. We had two new vehicle loans payments that we had to make every month. Plus, we had to pay for my daughter to stay home that for a month after I wasn't working and everything. So it just kind of worked out. My father-in-law basically took over the mortgage on our house, and he is now renting our house out. So there's renters living in our house right now. And here we are with my parents. We've been living with my parents since middle of July because of everything, because of, my father-in-law taking over our mortgage and us getting out of that house. We were able to make it out to visit my mother-in-law at the beginning of August, and she passed away 2 days after we got out there to visit her. So that was really rough, and it was just seriously like the worst time of my life. From May to August, I gained about 14 pounds. I was like, it was just the worst time of my life. And so we've bounced back a lot from that. We were able to pay off and sell one of our vehicles, so now we only have one vehicle loan that we're paying for. We've got most of our debt cleared up, so that's good. So anyways, so that was my 2011. Now going into 2012, I've really thought about setting resolutions because I don't normally set resolutions. I have never done the New Year's resolution thing before in my life. So by 2012, it's going to be different. I have changed. I have changed immensely since about September. I've just changed so much. For the first time in my life, I'm setting goals for myself. I'm seeing them through, and I am accomplishing everything that I want to accomplish, and it feels great. So, with my new self, I'm going to set resolutions, very clear cut resolutions for myself this year, and I am going to see them through. So, the first one is to get to my goal weight. This year, 2012, I will get to my goal weight. I will, for the first time in my life, be a healthy weight. I will look great. I will feel great. And my goal weight is 130 pounds. So I'm about, I gotta do some quick math. I'm about 58 pounds away from there. So I'll just round it up and say 60. I want to lose 60 pounds this year. And I will. I will get to my goal weight. My resolution number 2 is to stop biting my nails. I haven't bit my nails yet this year. So far so good. I've been biting my nails pretty much probably ever since I've had teeth. So I just painted them, and they're very, you can't really tell because no, they're painted, but they're very short. See, you can see my stubby fingers come out from underneath them because there's like no nail there because I bit them all off. So I'm not gonna bite my nails anymore. That's it. Not going to bite my nails anymore. I will have fabulous nails. You guys will see in my videos. I'll be like, ooh, and you'll be like, wow, look at your beautiful nails. Okay, I don't think that'll happen, but anyways, I'm not biting my nails anymore. Another resolution is to get my accounting certificate. I want to have my accounting certificate by September. So basically, this ties in as well with moving out of my parents' place. Basically, since we're here right now at my parents' place, we're able for me to afford to just bang out these courses as fast as I can. Basically, this accounting certificate is through distance learning, so I do it study at my own pace at home type thing. The courses, including materials, run about $700 each, so they're not cheap. I'm registered for 3 courses. They start on Friday, and I have a total of 8 more courses to go to get my certificate. And my goal is to have my certificate by September. And so by the end of the year, I want to have my certificate plus at least one of my diploma courses, because basically it's called an accelerated accounting program. And basically, you get your certificate, and then you get your accounting diploma, and then you can go on to do your CGA or whatever. So, by the end of this year, I will have my certificate, and I will have at least one or two courses towards my diploma by the end of this year. So, along with that, my other resolution for this year is to move out of my parents' place. Basically, we're kind of like, once I get my certificate, we'll move out of my parents' place, and I'll go back to work, because at that point I will be more qualified to make more money than I was making before. And yeah, so by September, that's my deadline for that. By September, I want to have my certificate and be moving out of my parents' place. And yeah, those are my main. Oh, another resolution is that I will run 10K at least once before the end of this year. The most I've ran walk. The most I ran walk so far is 5K. So right now I'm working on getting my 5K speed faster. Like, I want to be able to do 5K in about 30 minutes. Right now the fastest is like 37. So I'm going to do it in about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to focus on just getting my speed faster and getting to go further and further, because then I want to run 10K at least once before the end of the year. Those are my resolutions. So yeah, I hope that everybody had wonderful holidays. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you all have a great 2012. I know for me it's going to be fantastic. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.